The subject of this review is a 2014 Blade Runner knockoff, Automata, with Antonio Banderas, who I love, is a great actor. Most notably, I liked him in Desperado, so I'll grant that. I didn't feel his singing for the Phantom was all that great. But I did not see him perform the Phantom. I saw him do one song from the Phantom, and I was like, you're doing the oscillating notes, and I don't feel that's good for the Phantom. It does make you carry a bit more, but yeah. Anyway, so Automata is your very, very basic science fiction, post-apocalyptic, robots running around movie. Yes, we thought we could control the robots. And, well, if you've seen any movies with robots, you probably understand what's going to happen. Hence, it's a Blade Runner knockoff. Only in this movie, the robots look like actual robots. And Antonio Banderas plays an evaluator for the company that builds the robots. It tells you if the company owes you money if your robot malfunctions. Pretty basic. And, oh yes, the robots in this movie cannot repair or alter themselves or each other. So the action begins when, of course, a robot is found repairing itself, and he has to go investigate why robots are repairing themselves. He's investigating robots, just like Blade Runner, in this post-apocalyptic universe, just like Blade Runner. Instead of the grittiness of Blade Runner, you had the desertness of this movie. There was a lot of desert going on in this film. Now, look, I like the performances in this movie. They were not breathtaking. They did not get me going. It was a solid film, though I have no desire to go back and watch it again because I felt it was very slow. It was a lot of trekking through the desert, in my opinion. The robot design I thought was magnificent. There were robots begging, and there were robots using walkers, and there were robots tooling around on carts. It was a very diverse world of automation, of machines that move and mimic man. There was even a robot, there was a sex robot. And the sex robot did not look human in any way, shape, or form, but she had mannequin boobs and a mannequin rear end, and you're like, this is just creepy. People have sex with that? Really? And one of the key points of this thing people sleep with, that you can't call it female, though it has a female personality, is that it has been altered to give sensual pain, which therefore means it can't be a stock robot. So the company geek there, played by Antonio Banderas, has to go find out who altered this robot. And I just have to ask the question, I mean, do they sell the fake boobs? Is that a standard attachment you can put on to the robot? Because otherwise he should have looked at that and said, where'd you get them fake boobs? Because we don't make those. You know, that's kind of the big thing, is that should have been what tipped it off. But the movie is not that kind of a movie. It is supposed to be a Blade Runner knockoff. Blade Runner was a science fiction film noir, which means it has subtleties, darkness, innuendo, and a whole bunch of other things that I don't know about, because I really don't know what a film noir is. I haven't studied that era in film yet. But that is the thing about Blade Runner. It masqueraded as an action film in its trailers, but it was really film noir. This is something trying to be the subdued level that is Blade Runner, the true masterpiece, only on a low-budget scale. I mean, I love science fiction. I was automatically attracted to that movie. I wanted to watch it a second time to give it a better review, and I just couldn't do it. I mean, I had to stop in the middle and go do something else and come back later. Thank God it was on Netflix so that I could just do that, and I think I left it for longer than the movie was. 3 hours later, I had to go back to it. Automata is your basic, well-done but poorly written science fiction film. The effects are great in this movie. The look of the movie is solid. It's nothing new. It's nothing special. 6 beers later, you might actually think you're watching a film as good as Blade Runner. But, I mean, no offense to Antonio Banderas. He's no Harrison Ford. At least not Harrison Ford in his prime. I mean, I think he could deliver a better performance in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull any day of the week, but who couldn't? God. Skull was a bad movie. Anyway, so, did you see Automata? What did you think about it? Was it a great movie? Am I totally wrong? And this movie should be on the shelf right next to Blade Runner? Or am I right? Maybe you should just watch it on Netflix or borrow it from the library or something like that. Huh? Why don't you tell me?